Jennifer Lopez can't let Ben Affleck go. Diva's obsessed behavior leaves fourth ex-husband horrified as she hopes for another chance. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. Jennifer Lopez was already a global force, chart-topping albums, blockbuster films, red carpet dominance. Ben Affleck was an Oscar-winning screenwriter and rising Hollywood leading man. When they met on the set of Giggly in 2001, sparks flew instantly. Their chemistry wasn't subtle. It was explosive. The media dubbed them Benifer, one of the first celebrity portmanteaus to truly take over pop culture. Paparazzi followed their every step. Their engagement in 2002 became headline gold. The pink diamond ring? Iconic. But with that attention came immense pressure. By 2004, they had called off their wedding and ended their relationship. Both later admitted that the relentless media scrutiny played a significant role in the split. And for years, their love story seemed like a nostalgic what-if. After their breakup, both moved on. Jennifer married singer Marc Anthony in 2004, and the two welcomed twins. Ben married actress Jennifer Garner and built a family of his own. On paper, both appeared settled. But here's where the narrative becomes layered. Over the years, Jennifer has spoken openly about being a romantic. She has described herself as someone who believes deeply in love, someone who doesn't give up easily on relationships. That mindset has often been interpreted in two very different ways. Supporters say she's hopeful, devoted, brave enough to keep believing. Critics suggest she struggles to let go. But those are interpretations, not facts. Fast forward nearly 2 decades. In 2021, Jennifer and Ben reconnected. What started as quiet communication quickly turned into public appearances, vacations, red carpets, and eventually, marriage. The world watched in disbelief. A second chance. A rekindled flame. A real-life rom-com. For many fans, it felt poetic. Fate had intervened. Timing, once wrong, was finally right. But second chances come with history. And history doesn't disappear just because the cameras are smiling. Now let's address the sensational claims. Recent reports suggest Jennifer is struggling to move on from Ben. Some outlets use words like obsessed. Others claim she's determined to keep the door open for reconciliation. It's important to pause here. There is no verified public statement from Jennifer confirming such behavior. Nor has Ben publicly described any horrified reaction. These headlines rely on unnamed sources. And in celebrity culture, unnamed sources often shape narratives that may or may not reflect reality. What we do know is this. Jennifer has historically spoken about closure, about growth, about learning from love rather than regretting it. If she still values what they shared, that doesn't automatically translate to obsession. It could simply mean the relationship mattered deeply. And meaningful relationships don't vanish overnight, especially ones that span decades. Some headlines refer dramatically to a fourth ex-husband being disturbed or shocked by her behavior. If referencing Ben himself as that fourth husband, then the narrative becomes even more circular, suggesting tension between two people who once found their way back to each other against all odds. But here's the reality. Divorce or separation, particularly in the public eye, is rarely simple. Emotions don't follow clean timelines. It's possible for two people to care deeply for each other and still struggle to make a marriage work. It's possible to feel hurt and still feel love. And it's possible for media framing to exaggerate private complexities. Until either Jennifer or Ben directly addresses these rumors, they remain speculation. Jennifer has built an entire artistic brand around love. From Love Don't Cost a Thing to If You Had My Love, to films centered on weddings and second chances, romance is woven into her identity. But there's something deeper at play. She has repeatedly spoken about believing in fairytale endings, about not wanting to give up on something meaningful, about fighting for connection. Some see resilience, others see vulnerability. But consider this, staying emotionally invested doesn't equal instability. It can simply mean someone loves intensely, and loving intensely, especially under global scrutiny, is complicated. Ben has often described himself as more private, more reserved. He has spoken candidly in interviews about media pressure affecting past relationships, including his first engagement to Jennifer. If there is tension now, It could stem from differences in how each navigates fame. Jennifer thrives in the spotlight. Ben has admitted it can overwhelm him. That contrast alone can create friction. But friction doesn't equal catastrophe. It means two very different personalities trying to coexist in extraordinary circumstances. Why does this story grip us so intensely? Because it taps into something universal. The idea of the one that got away. Most people have a Ben, or a Jennifer, in their history. A love that ended too soon. A chapter that feels unfinished. When these two reunited, it gave hope. If Jennifer could come back after 20 years, maybe anyone could. So when rumors swirl about difficulty or longing, it shakes that fantasy. We don't just watch celebrity relationships. We project onto them. Let's clarify what is confirmed. Jennifer and Ben rekindled their relationship. They married. They have experienced public scrutiny. Neither has confirmed the dramatic claims circulating in tabloids about obsession or horror. Everything else? Interpretation. Entertainment media thrives on extremes. Desperate, devastated, horrified. Real life is usually far less theatrical. If there is distance between them, it doesn't automatically mean reconciliation is impossible. But it also doesn't mean it's inevitable. Relationships evolve. People change. Sometimes love returns. Sometimes it transforms into respect from afar. Jennifer Lopez has reinvented herself countless times. Musically, professionally, personally. Whether this chapter with Ben continues or closes, it will not define her entire story. And Ben Affleck's journey, creative, personal, emotional, will continue evolving as well. Whenever a high-profile relationship hits turbulence, the insiders suddenly appear. Anonymous friends. Alleged confidants. Close sources. But here's the interesting part. Neither Jennifer Lopez nor Ben Affleck have publicly described their dynamic using the dramatic language circulating online. So where do these narratives come from? Often, when a couple with this level of fame experiences visible distance, fewer joint appearances, solo outings, subtle shifts in body language, the speculation machine activates. Friends may offer opinions. Family members may have concerns. But opinions are not confirmations. And we must remember, celebrities are allowed private processing time. Not every silence is a crisis. Let's address the recurring theme in headlines, that Jennifer always goes back to past loves. It's true that she has maintained cordial relationships with some former partners, including Mark Antony. But staying on good terms with an ex, especially when children are involved, is not obsession. It's maturity. The idea that reconnecting with a former fiancé after decades equals desperation ignores something crucial: growth. People at 30 are not the same at 50. The Jennifer who first dated Ben in the early 2000s was navigating meteoric fame. The Jennifer who reunited with him years later had lived through marriage, motherhood, career reinvent.